And I think we should be already live. Let me double check. All right, and we are live. So hello everyone, and welcome to another Webnestify stream. In today's stream, we're gonna have a where is it? I see echo. All right, so yeah, I fixed the echo, and yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, so today we have live stream with Future of RunCloud, and we're gonna invite Raj, so he can talk a little bit more about what the future brings and all the new upcoming future updates. So I hope you will like this stream, and of course, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I think Raj will be more than happy to answer all of our questions. So let's invite Raj.
Hey, Simon. I think I can't hear you.
Hello, Raj. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So first, before we start, is there any echo in the stream? If you can let us know
No.
in the chat, please.
Yeah. No, not at the moment. I think it's perfect.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, thank you very much, Raj, for joining this. It is a real pleasure and honor to have you on Webnestify channel. And yeah, to begin with, if you can introduce yourself, please.
So, hey, I'm Raj. I've been building businesses for a little over 12 years now. Currently, I'm passionate and building RunCloud with my three other partners. Funny story, my web hosting journey starts way back when I first time created a reseller accounts with one of the partners here in India. And I started selling cPanel hosting and domain services back then. Since then, I think I'm really fascinated about this whole hosting industry and how it has been transforming the whole web agencies and our industry in total. And over time, I have seen how the panels have came out. So yeah, I have a deep roots in whatever I'm doing today. So thank you so much, Simon. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you are welcome. It's also a real pleasure on my side. Yeah, so thank you for the introduction. And yeah, to begin with, let's start with the questions from the community. Let me pull
So,
up those questions. And so I think many of the viewers already know what is RunCloud. Can you a little bit, in short, tell them basically what is RunCloud, what purpose it have on the market, and those kind of things?
sure. RunCloud is server management panel. We are greatly inspired by cPanel, of course. But our attempt is to simplify the server management and modernize the server management by not overwhelming the end user with too many options. So we are currently focused on that. So you can say that we are much more modern and a minimized version of what we call as a cPanel.
I see. So basically, it is a cPanel like experience without the need of managing own servers and of those kind of things, right?
Yes, inspired by cPanel, but we try and make a few things right as per how the technology has been panning out. So yes.
All right, perfect. So I understand. All right, so audio is good. That's great, Ivan. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's continue with the first question, and that is, what are the key trends in server management and automation that RunCloud is focusing on for the future?
For the future, when in tech nowadays, when we talk about future, it's all AI. So
Don't do
so
AI,
whenever
please.
Yeah, so of course, whenever the way key trends. So obviously, we cannot deny that the key trend is AI. And AI is here to stay. Maybe it's taking its own sweet time, but it did not appear overnight. It might have taken over a decade or so to mature to this level, right? So I would say that I want to make the whole server management as easy as a conversation. So yeah, AI integration is something not that we are obsessed with, but that is something I might see some trend that will come into the server management as well. But when
Mhm.
it comes to the current, what we are doing at RunCloud and where we are focused on is uh, we we have more or less automated all the basic server management functions, I would say, right from connecting a server, deploying applications, taking backups, and few other utility tools that are out there. So those are very, very basic toolkits, to begin with any server managements out there. But if you have already noticed that we are trying to enhance our monitoring system, so we have come to a point, or everyone will come to a point where the server is connected, the application is deployed, but there are issues. There are some ongoing maintenance or ongoing errors that are happening. So we want to simplify that error finding and troubleshooting part, and that is what we are trying to achieve with the monitoring. So what we want to focus on now is what after. That is, once you connected, so what after the troubleshooting part? So we want to tell you the top IPs that are hitting your server. We want to tell you the scripts that are slowing down your application, and so on
Mhm.
and so forth. So it will become much more easier and a pleasant experience to manage your server. And at the same time, when you open a ticket, for example, with us or maybe with the cloud providers, or even when you're talking to your developers, it will be easier for you to pinpoint the actual issues that is happening. So we want to focus, of course, not on the AI, but to enhance the usability of the product and automate and simplify the troubleshooting part of the server management as well.
I see, and that's really great to see. I think the monitoring now is in beta, right? Still in beta testing.
Yes, yeah, it is. It
And
is.
what is in what are you using in the background for the monitoring software? Because you can, for example, use net data, which is open source monitoring
Hmm.
software, which you can basically manage or see everything. And they got also
Yeah,
like AI assistant. Like,
correct. Yeah, AI is everywhere. You can run away from it. Technology wise, I can't be very specific. What we are using, but all I can say is yes, there are plenty options. We any panel, I would say any panel, uh, they are just putting together all the technologies that are available. Nobody is reinventing the wheel at the moment. So, but what we are essentially doing here is we want to make sure that anything and everything that we put onto your server is not overwhelming your resources. All right. So if you have 1 gig of server, we want to make sure that the resources are also a plenty for your application and your end delivery as well, and not just
mhm.
busy serving all the libraries and all the packages and dependencies that we are forcing on your server, right? So what we are essentially doing is we are picking up the technologies that are available. We are not reinventing the wheel, but we are uh, trimming that in a way that it doesn't overwhelm your resources immediately. However, in future, what we want to do, like we are already practicing this with the monitoring system, and that is we are giving you the ability to enable and disable a certain action and certain operations. So if you require that, run it because it is resource intense at times. So you can enable it, and when you don't need it, you can disable it. All right. So maybe in future we will have more and more packages bundled with our installations, but
Mhm.
it will be completely up to the end user to enable whether they want to use it. They understand the nitty gritties of its resource demand, and they use it as per the requirement. So yeah, we need to be mindful about what we are actually installing on your server.
Yeah, that's really great because I was also testing it. And what I love, for example, the MySQL slow queries you can check. You can check it manually via terminal, those kind of
Mm.
things. But I think you make it a lot of easier for people to
Yeah.
troubleshoot those issues.
Yes, so that is what we are trying to do, that all the troubleshooting that is happening on CLI. So I would say that the whole project is inspired by our own support team. So every single day that the technical support tickets that we are handling, we are turning that into something DIY, at least for the information purpose.
Mhm.
What to do after that is something, it will become easier to even fix that issue. But reaching to that issue or identifying what is wrong, that is the part we want to have a like a shared partnership in that with the user.
That's great. And the question comes also with the data when you enable the monitoring. How is it secure? It is only serving from the local host and pushing
Mhm.
data to the dashboard to run cloud servers, or how is it? How does it work?
Uh, Last I checked, it really runs on your machine. That's why we are giving you the ability to whether you want to enable it or you want to
Mhm.
keep it disabled. Okay. So currently, I would say that we are not storing any data, but we are referring to certain logs, which are of course visible to the end user, visible to the end user as well. So currently, we are only logging the data because that is again essential for us to further troubleshoot whenever the tickets escalates or opens with us. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much for this. And let's go with another question. And if you can share any upcoming features or updates that you are most excited about.
All right. That's actually a tricky question for me because what I see is features doesn't excite me. Because if I start focusing on the features, I will be a lot more competitive and overlooking uh, my data, my user experience. So a lot of things will get overlooked. So I particularly or personally do not go with the feature part. I believe in the ecosystem. All right.
Mhm.
So like I just mentioned about the monitoring system.
Yeah.
Monitoring system came out of the ecosystem itself. We have the users open the ticket, they panic about the high usage. So we want to tell them that before you panic, you need to check the log, what is happening and why it is happening. So that why factor is important. So we are kind of sourcing that to the ecosystem. So I may not talk about the features that we are excited about because I personally am not excited about any feature. Because anything will come up, maybe the competitor is already providing that for past 5 years or so. So but I want to emphasize on the ecosystem part. Um, and we are currently focused on the hosting reseller industry.
Hmm.
Because I definitely come from that. I have close to 17 years of experience in that, and I want to create the whole toolkit. Right now, when I see my user base, they are already agencies. They are providing the hosting services. So we have been studying, and I know that a lot of you who are a part of us for many years now, part of a community as well. There's a project we call agency, which we also refer to as Arch now. So yes, I understand it is taking time, but it is a complete ecosystem that we are building for the reseller hosting providers. This is again a toolkit that we are offering. And the second, the ecosystem that we are building is for the product creators and the developers.
Yeah.
So if you guys are very active in WordPress ecosystem, you might have heard about InstaWP. You might have heard about ZipWP, which is like a few clicks and AI is generating an entire web landing pages, right? So
Yeah.
these products, they are built using our API, meaning they have been built using our technology, our APIs, our software. So that has inspired us to create more for the product creators as well. So we already have containerized core. We will be expanding that to be a full-fledged kind of a DIY Docker, where you can even do that right now, but it is all CLI based. So you can literally bring your own image, you can run any software, any technology will be supported. So this is currently what we are focusing on. One part of us, which is our topmost priority, is to offer the reseller hosting ecosystem to our
Hmm.
B2B users and enterprise users, and also simultaneously and parallelly create uh, more avenues for the product creators. So that's why we have launched API V3 that directly caters towards the build with run cloud moment, where we are supporting the product creators, and we have a workspace, which is the phase one of our reseller hosting ecosystem.
Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, speaking of also features, like you have recently launched the new enterprise workspace.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about what people can expect of this? Because many people also in the RunCloud community have a lot of questions. Some are happy, some are unhappy. Also, there was a price increase. So, if you can
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that, so make sure that everyone understands that basically we are on the same page.
Yeah, of course. One of the questions that I wanted to escape from. So, but no worries. I think I've been dealing with this for past month or so. And thank you so much for your community thread. I think that is one of the most engaged and like very very active thread.
I
It's actually
started the
good.
drama.
No, that's good. Actually, some drama actually lead to a lot of learning. Uh, I was really happy because that was the first ever time a lot of members they got active. They started voicing out. They started sharing their feedback and all that, and it really really helped us mature the idea before the big release. So
Yeah,
what we originally planned. I would say that there are certain modifications we have done in favor of our end users only because we started learning more from their feedback, and that is what we need more. All right, so it was not negative. I think it worked in our favor much. So let me talk about the workspace part first. I would say that workspace is something we've been planning for quite a long time, and the final version that you see today is the third iteration after discarding the two that we built in the past. Initially, we started with the workspace idea only to replace team because the team feature that we have since the inception, it is not scalable at all. All right. So even if we try to add more features where you can share it with the team and all that, it is not the efficient way of collaborating.
yeah,
So of course, the market is all about the workspace and a better collaboration and better access controls and all. So we started exploring about workspaces. We even got inspired by IAM that the Amazon uses and stuff. So we started a little we got a derailed with our whole idea. So we created two iteration. Started testing. One of the iteration was there in our staging, and internally we were using it for a long time, but it did not convince us. And at the same time, when we were thinking about building the agency workspace and toolkit, this particular workspace was not aligning with it because this particular workspace is kind of a boilerplate or a platform for even your end users dashboard. All right, so we wanted to modify it in a way that it is scalable enough that tomorrow you can actually use the same one to white label and give it to your end user as well. All
yeah,
right, so this is the final version that we came up with. It has two superpowers. One is of course your internal team collaborations. You can create custom roles. You can control what access you want to give. And on the other hand, you can actually reuse this particular workspace for your end users. You can white label it. You can give it to your end user. You can even customize your URL that you're sharing with the end user. So that way it is scalable. So yes, of course,
yeah,
workspace is one of our uh, one of the things that we are excited about because it aligns with our future plannings as well. About the pricing, if I have to say, yes, I know we have increased the pricing. Last time we have increased, I think back in 2017, if I'm not wrong. At the time, I think we started off with only one plan, one single plan that is $10 and $100.
hmm,
Then we kind of got mature how the business works, how the SaaS works.
yeah,
And then we were like, okay, we need more plans, and the more plans means our studies say that okay, there should be three plans, and the pro plan should be the preferred plan, and it worked. The way we have planned back then, it worked. And of course, like any startup, you are desperate, you are immature, you are scared with the competition. So a lot of factors that goes in, but the important part is you mature over time.
yeah,
After 2017, this is the time when we actually modified the pricing, and I would say that we were not so brutal about this price change. The $8 became $9, the 15 became 19, and the 45 became 49, only because we wanted 9 at the end, honestly. All right. But then at the same time, if you check for our existing users who are our yearly users specifically, because monthly users could be temporary users also, they might be
yeah,
testing out. Uh, you know, it really works as per the industry. We all count on the LTVs, right? So if you check the yearly pricing for next 3 years, absolutely nothing changes for them when it comes to pricing. In fact, the business plan decreased by 2%. It's 441, I believe. Pro plan is 152 per year. All right. So I don't see that essentially, we have done any great mistake where we were not considerate about our existing users as such. We just wanted their long-term commitment because, of course, business, it's all give and take. We are also offering you something. We are also accommodating you for next
Yeah.
3 years. And it doesn't mean that we have increased the price, we have introduced the enterprise plan, means that we will completely ignore our basic and pro plan. No, we are not going to do that. We have a roadmap where we are mindful about everything that we are building. Like, for example, monitoring system. Most of the thing and most of the critical things that we are building, it will be available in all the lower plans as well, right? So there are things that are very specific to a small group of freelancers, developers, small agencies. The utility toolkit will be there, but
Hmm.
the business and enterprise, their requirements are higher. Like I have shared this in the one of the threads also, that we were surprised to see that 30 million and 50 million kind of an API calls are coming, and we always ignored that part because we also wanted to see that is our tech so powerful enough that people are building product on top of it, right?
Yeah.
So this is just an iteration and a maturity of the business. And I know that many have this thing, but a lot has also agreed. So there's always a 50-50 of the
Awesome.
win
Yeah.
and lose. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I mentioned also in the community post, the expenses what you have to do to run the run cloud infrastructure and the API, those can go in six figures a monthly,
Yeah.
right? And if you imagine you are paying 150 for 50 servers, how can you make money basically?
Yeah. No,
Right?
because previously when we started, we were on DigitalOcean. And then we started having some issues. And of course, we are scaling up as a SaaS and we have to go to the serious partner. So we moved to AWS. Trust me, our billing went 4x and 6x since.
Hmm.
So obviously, there is a cost to it. But we are also trying to, maybe justify it through, the kind of value that we want
Yeah.
to reciprocate it. So over time, definitely every user will have a good output of this.
Yeah, because like those basic pro plans, right? Those plans does not have to rely on the new API that RunCloud offers for business
Yes,
and enterprise. So basically, we can create custom scripts, custom panels to communicate with RunCloud, right? So
yes, yes.
those plans are basically meant for this and collaboration, right?
Mm.
And yeah, I think
Exactly. Yeah.
the price I think is justified, right? Because if you manage 100, 200, 500 servers, you are getting a lot of revenue, right? So the cost is justified and it's not
Yeah.
something
But
that
even
is very
even we
expensive.
are not picking on our users because we do have users who have 500, 800, 200 servers like that
Yeah.
also. So we don't want to pick on that. Oh, you guys are paying for cloud. You guys are paying so much. So obviously you guys are making some revenue. So give us something. No, we want to justify by saying what we are building, what we are bringing. Okay. Obviously we have to justify the cost, and only if we have this balance, we will be able to deliver good. Okay. So that is justified. But at the same time, if you see the 399 enterprise plan for the existing users, it is literally $99 a month if they go yearly. And
Yep.
if they want to stick to monthly, it is still $200 less. So we have been very considerate about the existing users, obviously. So yeah, it's a very smooth transition, I would say. At least that we have tried to.
Yeah. Hopefully we address the elephant in the room that everyone was waiting joining this live stream that we're gonna answer. So yeah, so let's continue with another question. This also come back to community. How do user feedback and community input influence on RunCloud's development roadmap?
Mm, all right, that's a good question. I think I consider any feedback, any input, any feature request as one of the uh, input coming from the stakeholder itself. So this is a very general strategy that we have in house when we work.
Mm-hmm.
Every individual, every tech member, every like even the support team member or any developer, they all have equal stake in saying what we should build next and why we should build next. Okay, so there is a big idea that is on table, and everyone is contributing towards how we can define this idea. And when we are discussing this, user feedback is one of the parts. So you guys are like a board member sitting there and influencing that decision equally. So for example, monitoring system, it is completely influenced by how our users are using it, their pain point, like high usage and lot of ambiguities in the server logs and everything. So we wanted to bring the clarity back here, right? So
Yeah.
obviously it works that way. At the same time, for example, I'll give you the latest one, all right? So a lot of people, they were fairly debating about how V2 is sort of outdated for them because now there is a V3 version, and how it should be a part of business as well. So, yes, when we sat down, when we checked the endpoints that we have created, we realized that the endpoints are actually the enhancement of the V2.
Mm-hmm.
So it is better we offer this in business. So obviously, whatever feedback we were receiving from the community, it has influenced not only the product and development roadmap, but also a little bit of the business decision. So I think it holds a great importance for us. And that's why we have this community where we want to listen to people. Why I try and engage as much as I can, no matter how difficult the question is. I try to resolve it, I try to reply it publicly instead of going DMs or
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, it has a great impact, I would say.
Yeah, that's very great because as a RunCloud community, I think is big enough where we can a little bit push or shape the future of RunCloud also, right? So
Of
there
course,
is the
because every user, I would say on an average, a lot of our users have over a decades of experience. And why would we ever run away from learning from an experience? I think there's no ego in that. I think I'm very open about this part.
all right. Okay, we have also one more question prepared for you.
Mhm.
Let me open it. And I think we already talked a little bit about it, but what's your vision for RunCloud in the next 3 to 5 years? And how do you see the platform evolving?
Okay, so yeah, I think in the beginning I have disclosed that we are working on two varied
Mhm.
ecosystems where even if the target audience is completely different, there is a meeting point there. So one ecosystem that we will be focusing on, and whatever I'm talking right now, everyone will see that smoothly rolling out bit by bit, step by step, within the first half of the coming year. So first is our reseller hosting ecosystem, which we will roll out pretty
Mhm.
soon, and we will keep reiterating it to the point where uh, we will reach a situation where we want to also introduce a shared hosting part. Because right now, if you see from the technology point of view, the shared hosting is only and only done by the cloud Linux OS. They are the
Yep.
only one who has cracked it so nicely and rather not monopolized, but very heavily used by cPanel as of right now. Okay. So Cloud Linux, they are the pioneers of shared hosting. So we don't want to touch that. We don't want to do that right away, but we want to improve the whole VPS service realignment for reseller hosting. And the second part is the product creators. So we will not stop for API v3. We have webhooks coming up
Mhm.
along with our agency plan. I will call this project Arch. So with our Arch project, we will be also introducing the basic CRM. So those who want to move from WHMCS or doesn't want those many options to be there,
Yep.
we will make sure that you will have your own freedom to either pick a basic CRM that we might end up creating, or you can use our webhooks and APIs and maybe use any PHP based or any technology to build your own CRM rather. But we will have a good balance in the next 3 to 5 years. We are focused on bringing a good balance into these two ecosystems where those who doesn't want to get into the nitty-gritties of DIY, they
Yep.
can have the entire toolkit and ecosystem right there. But those who want to build something customized, they will also have an option alongside. So next 3 to 5 years, we want to focus on doubling down and tripling down on whatever that has worked for our business, plus the competitive value we want to bring in to our users, as we have promised when we modified the pricing.
Yeah, I see. But I think there is already on the market. I don't know if you know the Enhance. I also got
Hmm.
a live stream with Adam from Enhance, and they also try to get some piece from this reseller and share hosting market, right?
Yes.
And the
Yes.
platform is completely different. It's written in Rust, running everything is Dockerized, which is very
Hmm.
amazing. I also love Enhance,
Yes.
and you can also do the reseller there. So, do you feel some pressure from the competition also?
Uh, I I don't think I feel pressure. I rather feel inspired, you know. Okay, talking about enhance. So let me tell you that I remember I was in one of the airports back in 2022, maybe returning from WordCamp or some event. And I and my partner, we discovered like, hey, do you know Enhance? I'm like, no, never heard about it. I saw like, oh wow, they are like the dream that we have been holding since 2018. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first time we actually penned down the idea was 2018. I was on a plane from Singapore to India, and I penned down that idea that this is what we should build for UnCloud. I clicked the picture, I sent it to my partners, like this is what we are doing next. So I was like, wow, they just did everything that we were planning or we are doing behind the scene. But yeah, we were very conservative about our architecture and we have been building on top of it. They just went completely Dockerized and they have done it. So obviously they have inspired us how we could have approached or done it in a better way, right? So uh, I personally respect what Enhance has cracked so far. It is really good. I think we already have a piece of it. For example, our containerized core. So I think when we cracked our containerized core, the whole idea was to start containerizing applications, but we started with containerizing our packages. So if somebody like I don't know if anyone have installed Ghost using our platform, so we have Node.js, and if you know your workaround, you can literally bring your own Ghost image, the Docker image, and you can install the Ghost on it, right? So
Mhm.
things are there, technology is there, the approach is there. I wouldn't say that it is any rocket science. It's just that they have done it first, they have done it better, and they are improving over time. But I think I don't feel threatened. I feel inspired. The only rather disappointment is that after cPanel, after Plesk, I wanted RunCloud to be the third one that people will look up to when it comes to the panels or the B2B panel or a reseller hosting panel. But we are coming after Enhance maybe. So it is a very good competition, and competition will make sure that we are delivering the best. So yeah, I think that is very good. I like Enhance. I have used it and I like it.
Yeah, I'm also using it for some projects. And yeah, what can I say is just completely rewrite the way of thinking, for example, how share hosting and this kind of can work. I don't do share
Yeah.
hosting, I despise share hosting, so I do only dedicated. But
But
yeah,
Simon, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. Be it RunCloud or be it Enhance, we are not competing with each other.
I know.
We are rather competing with cPanel and Plesk. We want a share of them,
Yeah,
because cPanel has rather monopolized the market. They have even bought over Plesk. I truly respect Plesk. They came out in, I think, 2003. Two or three dudes, they just created an amazing panel. They were very good with the Windows hosting at the time.
yeah.
So they bought that over. So they hold that market. So I think the competition will be more with them than between two of us. So it's like the small kids. Why do they want to fight? With each other. We can actually look up to our elders and learn from them and improve. You never know. We both might get acquired by the same company.
We'll see. But yeah, there is also like a grid pane for the server stack, but they are only WordPress and they are targeting enterprise only customers. So I think that's
Hmm.
out of the way for the competition. But yeah, the Plesk was good. The Vepros bought
Yes.
it and everything went down.
Yeah, yeah. So that what you just said is our market. And the market is so big that Enhance and RunCloud can coexist. We just have
Definitely,
to do
yeah.
it better. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, because also like people are still using the share hosting or those kind of things, and I think it's cheaper to just put a server on RunCloud than paying RacketNet for extra overages and those kind of things. And it is share hosting still, right? But many people
People
are
see
afraid. Yeah,
the other, yeah, people see the other toolkits and people see the other enterprise level options and features that comes with these managed hostings. But where I come from, I have started the same way, shared hosting, VPS hosting, this and that. But I strongly believe that having a little bit of a freedom over our resources and packages is the ultimate power one requires, especially the agencies, than getting,
definitely.
binded and completely blank about how the pricing structure is working and how things are going to roll out tomorrow with the managed hosting. I don't know. There's a lot of gray area over there.
Yeah, it is, and many people are just afraid because I created countless of tutorials on my channel, complete series on RunCloud how people can use it, but are still afraid of the task of coming with managing on server. It is true that
Mm,
RunCloud will help with some tasks, but
yeah.
it is not complete replacement. You still need to get your hands dirty in the terminal
Yes. Yes,
because
and
sometimes updates can stack in.
that is why these panels are focused on the B2Bs. It is one to many. So we train one person, and that one person runs a business and caters to many. So it is a win-win partnership. I don't think it is like a B2C, but it is more of a B2B kind of an partnership and engagement. And I want to add one more thing in our 5 years plan, and that is when we reach a point of our arch project being successfully adapted by the agencies. They are running their hosting reseller business on top of it. The ultimate version that we have in mind for this is a self-hosted version. So not many people know this fact, but the first version of RunCloud, we didn't even call it RunCloud, it was WHOP, totally inspired by cPanel. It was a
Mhm.
self-hosted panel, and
Wow,
it was not Ubuntu, but it was CentOS. So we want to bring that self-hosted part again, because as we start dealing with B2Bs, as we start dealing with enterprises, we are not just dealing with the businesses, we are dealing with the geographical compliances also. So we want to make
definitely.
sure that your data, your security, and everything stays within your region, your rights, and your server. So we don't want to do that part SaaS. We will sassify it somewhere because we still need a control on our billing. But yeah, it will be self-hosted in future.
That's really, really great to hear because I'm all about
Mm.
self-hosting. And if you have Alpha, send me and I'm gonna host it on my Raspberry Pi for RunCloud Stack. All right. So yeah, thank you very much for your vision, and I just can't wait what the future brings. I'm also fresh to the new enterprise plan of testing everything out. Gonna do some new tutorials also so people can know. And yeah, now I think we can start with the first question from the chat,
Mm.
and that is from Ivan. Uh, I'm okay with pricing and API limits in business, but can you put it up to 120 calls per minute?
Mhm. I think this is for business, if I'm not wrong. Because the enterprises, anyways, it's 300 calls per minute.
Hmm.
If this is for business, Ivan,
Yeah,
then I think I can definitely look into it. There's no harm in increasing the per minute limit. I will double check what is the last modification that we have done, because I clearly remember increasing the per minute call. I think it was already 100 or 300, but I will double check. It could be 60 calls per minute, or it could be 300 calls per minute. But I'll make sure that we can easily increase this. That's not a problem, because if at end of the day there is a monthly cap on it, so we don't care, like how you're using your calls per minute.
yeah. And also, Ivan, if you can let us know what limit are you looking for you personally in the business plan? If you can let us know in the chat. All right, let's go to another question. It's from Duke and a timeline for ARM server. Bulk web apps transfer, entire server transfer to another server. Lightspeed Enterprise, virus scanner.
Okay, that's okay. That's a lot of questions in one question. So I'll address one by one. Okay, let's start with the timeline for ARM server. As of this morning, we have ARM server for our native core already in staging. Okay, is it production ready? I would say no, it is not, because we want to release it along with the containerized core. So yes, ARM servers will be available. Our target is before the end of this year, but I would say we'll try and push it before that. But yeah, the target is that, because currently we are still very invested into the last release. We are still bug fixing. We are still kind of attending a lot of urgent queries that are coming up.
Mhm.
So yeah, but ARM, the first part is done for the native core, and the containerized core is pending. But yeah, we have a dedicated, a three-member team, and they are working on this one. So I'm hopeful that this should be out before the end of this year. I'm also personally excited about this ARM server because only recently I got my Hetzner account approved. So I'm also excited about exploring ARM servers.
All right. So I think we can move to another question in the question. That's the
Yeah. Another
entire
question in
server
the
transfer.
question.
Yes.
Okay, bulk web apps transfer. Okay, I think, okay, transfer to another server. Okay, all right, good. So we are working on something called server snapshot. So this is again coming from the user's pain point, where there is a Ubuntu version they need to update, and the recommended and the best industry practice is to spin a fresh new instance and then move everything over there, right?
Yep.
So it is painful. It is painful for me also. And I cannot just run the update because something or the other might get wrong. Okay. And I cannot fix it again. So what we are creating is like a time machine uh, for server snapshots. You can actually create an entire snapshot of your existing server with the RunCloud settings, with all your settings and all your configurations. It will be coupled in one file. And then you can literally put that on a new instance, and all your settings, all your configuration, everything will come as it is, including the versions that you were running on. I'm talking about maybe any software version that you're running or for your application that will not be modified. It is like a time machine. So we are working on server snapshot, and this particular feature is also a part of that uh, that particular feature that we are planning. So I think this is also you will definitely see this coming. The timeline, sorry, but I don't know the timeline, because even as of this morning, also, we are just finalizing the technical documentation, because the coding is very, like, it might take just 1 week or 2 weeks. But the whole planning and documentation part, making sure our architecture and microservices are ready for it, it will take some time. So I think I'll be more certain about this by November or December, when I have the new roadmap coming up. Light speed enterprise, it will be a part of our Arch project only. The OLS will remain a part of our standard offerings, but Lightspeed Enterprise will be exclusively available under the Arch project that we are building. Because in my experience, because we are closely working with the Lightspeed team for past 2 years now. So in my experience, a lot of Lightspeed users, they have their own licenses, and they are more of a resellers. They're more of a reseller hosting providers. So we want to bring this into our reseller ecosystem. About the virus scanner, all right. So there are plenty out there. I mean, in at least in the WordPress ecosystem, there are a lot of options. For PHP also, there are a lot of options. We internally also, we have our security team. They use a couple of high-end softwares. So we even try to approach that in a way that we can turn that into a product, and we can use their database to help you guys scan the virus and all that. The current top in my mind is, like, I personally use is Malcare. So Malker really helps me scan my WordPress sites quickly and even fix it on the go.
Yep.
There is Patchstack also. Patchstack is also, I think, both Malker and Patchstack, they are partners with a lot of hosting out there. So when I saw this trend that these tools are very easily available in form of a good UI UX, any not so technical user can also just install it and start using it and start scanning the thing. I felt that there is no need for us to deeply integrate this into our system. But we recently got followed up by exactly this, the CP Guard and Immunify 360.
Hmm.
So we actually got their approach. Both of them, coincidentally, they approached us at the same time. And we really like one out of that. I wouldn't name that. But whenever we are planning to integrate it, we want to definitely integrate it, but we want to integrate in a way where the end user has the power to enable, disable, or use it with their own terms. We do not want it to be a part of our core installer that the moment you install, it is already installed on your system. Like, for example, I will not take a name, but there are a lot of panels. What they do is the moment you spin WordPress site, when the moment you install the WordPress site, you already have the pre-installed SR cache on it. And then somebody goes and compare the non-cached version spin using RunCloud with the already cached version, which they probably are not aware about. And
Yep.
they say that RunCloud is slow. But if you check the header, the SR cache is already running. It is installed. They didn't even ask you whether you want it or not. They optimize your application without your consent. So what we are instead doing is just like RunCloud Hub or server-side caching, we will facilitate all the options from our dashboard because it will be easier for the end user. But we will not force this upon your stack or your application. So obviously, if you end up seeing any virus scanner, it will be completely available in our dashboard, and you just have to enable it, including if there is any kind of licensing involved in it. We will make sure that our partnership is such that the RunCloud users might get some discount, because we don't want to get into the affiliate and extra earning through
Yep.
you guys. No, we don't want to do that. So we will facilitate the software. You go get your license and you apply it. So it is like no middleman. Exactly the same concept will apply for Lightspeed enterprises. Because I remember a very good chat with the enterprise team, the Lightspeed enterprise team, and they shared a lot of models with us how we can resell. We said we don't want to resell, we don't want any affiliate income. Whatever the benefit that you ever want to pass to us, make sure you're passing it to our uncloud users. And that is what we have agreed on.
Yep.
And we do the same with the other partners also. So yeah, virus scanner, I think we will look into the option that we have shortlisted very soon.
Yeah.
But
I'm also
meanwhile, I think
person.
the tools are available out there to
Yeah.
use.
I'm also my business is partner, technology partner with Lightspeed official. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really great to see that this is going to be in RunCloud because I'm asking every year in the ticket when, when. Since I open an account with RunCloud, when. So
Yeah, I know, I know. I think we are just keeping it safe for the upcoming Arch project, because I think the use is with the resellers more compared to the individual users. So yeah,
yeah, but I understand it. But yeah, if it was option, I would put every server on Lightspeed, right? But that's me, you know.
I like it too.
And
I like this tag.
yeah, speaking of, there is one good also comment regarding the malware scanning. Scanning in WordPress is per definition less secure than scanning on the server level. And I have
Yes.
to agree with this. And what
Mm,
I recommend, or maybe give you a future idea, there is a WordFence CLI, which
mm,
works perfectly. I'm using
yeah.
it. I have a license for 4,000 websites that I'm
Mm,
scanning in the background via command line interface. And you can set, for example, how many cores you want to use it for scanner, so it does not consume too much resources, right? Because this is also very
mm,
important for this scanner, and
yeah. Yeah.
everything is running through CLI. So you can create cron jobs, you can put notifications to Telegram. Is very powerful,
Mm,
and also
right.
it will find the WordPress and Themes vulnerabilities in the Themes plugins,
Mhm.
similar to patch tag, because they are using also the databases.
Right.
So I think this would be very easy to implement to RunCloud. Just give users a little bit more nice UI interface, right, for it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And Rick has posed a very good question that yes, uh, by definition, it is less secure to run it. Let's not say WordPress, but at an application level, it is less secure compared to
Yeah,
the server level. And this applies to the caching also. This concept applies to the caching also. That caching at an application level versus the server level, the impact is completely different. Uh, but the problem here is the resources. Even when you're
yeah,
preloading the cache, your server is busy serving that. And if you have maybe a smaller server, it will overwhelm. You will have high usage. You might have a 503 temporarily. So these
definitely.
factors are there. Okay. So imagine we put these scanners, okay, and we force these scanners just to be good, like competitive, like, hey, now virus scanners with us, run cloud exclusive, this, that, okay. Just like other competitors, we go gaga about it, right? And suddenly we are full with the technical support tickets saying, I have high usage. My server went down. Every time I use your virus scanner, my server just goes down.
Yeah,
I don't know how to react to that. Okay. So, yes, we will be definitely looking into the scanners. But like I said, we will continue to be the facilitators and not the decision makers for you. We will make sure the documents are there. We will make sure the guides and knowledge base is there. And we will make sure that these things make the user aware what is the right time to run such scanners, why these scanners are so resource intense, and how to use it carefully. You know, so not like keep it running all the time in the back end and expect your servers to this thing, because it will increase your server cost eventually. So I don't want that also. So maybe we will come up with a better way, because see, we have introduced the firewall. Okay,
yeah,
a lot of people, a lot of average user, they still cannot use it because their expectation is the moment we enable it, it should work. But it doesn't work that way. It requires your customized rule set. It requires you to train it the way your application or your ecosystem or configuration requires. But a lot of people are not able to do that or doesn't want to do it. But it is not a plug and play at all. For the scanners also, yes, it is also not plug and play. Yes, we can integrate that. We can give a nice UI, UX. But end of the day, there is some risk consent that every user has to sign. Similar to when you go for our monitoring system, you say, hey, I see high usage. I want to check the top IPs. I want to check the slow script. We take your consent that this is a resource intense task.
yeah.
So you may find some fluctuation. So if you are a person with 1 GB server and 100 application on top of it, running a resource intense operation on it, expect the 503.
Definitely.
So
And
yeah. So it is something that is putting the average user at a risk. This particular installations or this particular integrations are very easy for managed hosting providers because they control the resources. We
yeah,
have absolute zero control over your resources. So yeah, that is one of the factors. But I want to facilitate easy options so you can bring in any scanner and you can integrate it easily.
and I'm also testing Bit Ninja on the server level with RunCloud,
Hmm.
and it is working perfectly. Just plug and play install
Bitninja.
script,
Hmm.
and they basically have the reverse proxy behind, so you don't need to open any additional ports, which is amazing. Which many
Right.
scanners, I think you need to open ports, right?
Yeah. I think such if users like you come and give us a great feedback about the tools that you guys have already explored and put it out there, we will definitely test it. And if you find that okay, this is not so resource hungry, it will be more than like it will be a great pleasure for us to create an interface for that and make it easier for every average user, because not everyone is going to install that on CLI and make sure that they are maintaining it all with the CLI. So we wanted to bring it up front, but it depends on if you come up with any personal experiences. These case studies give us more confidence to build something like that.
I see. Okay, let's go with another question. What about the progress of CDN integration from Kuang?
CDN integration. Uh, I I don't really get this question because this is something that can be easily achieved if you're talking about just the WordPress sites, which is again, one that many of our users are using. So if it's just about the WordPress, I think the CDN integration comes with any caching plugin out there. In fact, our RunCloud Hub also have the Cloudflare integration with it.
Yeah,
We make sure that whenever you purge cache, it also purges the Cloudflare cache. It connects with your Cloudflare that way. But I would say that initially, whenever we come up with the CDN integration, we might want to offer a little bit more options through our RunCloud Hub. So you can actually bring any CDN, you can connect that CDN, and it can become a part of your caching ecosystem. So initially, we want to do that. But if this particularly a question from the panel point of view, I don't see us doing that anytime soon. Maybe we
yeah, my
will
personal, yeah.
yeah, maybe we will start testing it with the RunCloud Hub first, and then see how it goes.
And speaking of Run Cloud Hub, are there any plans? This is my question. Are there any plans to put it on Open Lightspeed or Lightspeed Enterprise? Because I don't really see the need when they got Lightspeed Cache plugin.
Yeah, so the question and answer, you have it all, right?
Okay.
So because why would you want to invest so many development hours and maintenance hours when the official version is good? Like we recommend go and use LSWS cache, LS cache, because the plugin is like everything you need. Plus, I don't know, this is just a reminder to the RunCloud users also that the OLS version that we have, we do not make any modification in that. So if they say that this is the version, that's the version. If you need latest version, please wait for them to release it in their
Yep.
repo. So we are only facilitating. We are not modifying anything the way we sort of modify Nginx as of right now. So OLS is pure, so it is better to use the official plugin.
Yeah.
They have better options that way.
But I was also asking because many people ask why there is no magic login to WordPress via Open Lightspeed.
Mm, right. I think even if we try to accommodate that in RunCloud Hub, we may not be able to justify the host of options that LS Cache offers. So if somebody have a need for everything that they offer, that's not something I see coming in RunCloud Hub. We want to keep RunCloud Hub very lean and focused on server level caching. Currently, Nginx, the SR cache. But LS cache is something like you need more. And if you need more, then that is not something we want to overpopulate the Hub plugin now with.
I
But for
see.
the magic, I think for the magic login, I think there are other ways also to approach that, and I will sure to bring this up with my team and see how we can do that without a dependency on the plugin installation at all, for that matter. So it is
Yeah.
more like you're in the application list, like web applications are listed. If it's a WordPress, you have a login, you can just click and log in that way. But it is again something of a consent because right now we do not enter in the application. We do not have any passage for the application. But when you install Hub, you explicitly like give the permission that you have a connection and you have a two-way communication for the application. That is how the magic link works. So I will discuss this with my team. I will open this in the community thread as well. And if every user find it convenient and find it safe, we can always do that. That's
Yeah.
not a problem.
My personal thing, I don't like magic logins because if I have to log in from third-party service to my website on my server, uh, you know, we don't want to go through these scenarios.
Mhm.
What if, but
Yeah.
it's not secure. I rather be safer than have ease of use features. That's
But we
for my
can
side.
always have a best of both world where the option can be subject to whether you enable it or disable it or keep it disabled,
Exactly.
right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, the option is right there. You want to use it, you don't want to use it. It should be to the end user. So this is our philosophy in RunCloud. We don't want to force anything on user. We want to keep it completely to user what they want to use.
All right. Perfect. Here is a good question
Mhm.
from Ivan. Can you show us agency dashboard? I need data, features, UI to plan on time. I also saw that screenshot you
Okay.
posted about
Yeah.
agency dashboard.
Mm. Okay. All right. So the screenshot that I shared. So inspired from what we have built for the agency dashboard,
Mhm.
we will be bringing a little bit of that glimpse into our regular dashboard. So there might be some time from now when you log into your dashboard, you might end up seeing a good stats right there as a landing page instead of the
Okay.
list of servers. So you will see your current usage. You will see the important statistics from connected servers to your API calls and your web applications, your backups, and everything right in one welcome stats page or landing page per se. So, and at the same time, whatever we are doing for the agency dashboard, we are taking a little bit of that reference to bring that into our regular dashboard as well. So, let me do one thing. I have already shared one screenshot. I will share a couple of few later. I have some white labeled also, like how one can white label and stuff. So I will give a little, like a quick insider about how the VPS services are looking, how the white label panel might end up looking, how the agency dashboard, what are the options that are given to them. So I will talk to my QA team. They have done some intensive testings on all these things and see how much and what all information I can share. I will just put up a dedicated post on this one on the
All right,
community.
perfect. It's great to see because when I saw the screenshot, I got so excited, and it's been it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been
But
84 years. I know.
yeah, but and also there was, I think, questions why updates are taking so long, but I couldn't find it anymore. If I see it, but yeah, updates. If you have to push like big updates to
Mm,
100,000 of servers and something goes wrong, who's gonna be
mm.
to blame? You, right?
Yeah.
So these people maybe don't understand or realize that it is a really big responsibility to push big updates, like UI
Yes.
changes
Mm.
or something like that is fine. Like in 2022, I remember the update that broke SSL on Open Lightspeed server, but that was fixed by
Yeah,
putting.
OLS. Yeah.
That was
Yes,
funny.
yes, yes.
I was just on my
And
holidays, on my holiday in the
and-
pub, and all sides, boom. But yeah, mistakes happen. We
oh,
are humans,
yeah,
it's fine.
yes, yes.
But yeah,
We learn from that mistake. It is still one of the top in the history. We learn from it. And even if, whoever posed this question about the update, I think there are two kinds of update. One is making sure that whatever your servers and you are using every single day to keep up with that business, we are making sure that it is running, it is always updated, it is bug fixed, enhanced, uh, and not like we are overlooking all that just to give you anything new or satisfy our ego with the growing competition. So there are two kind of updates. One is new features. So every time there is a new feature that we build, we always study our data. We understand our current usage from the users, and currently, we have nearly like 500,000 applications deployed through
yeah.
RunCloud. And every time we make a decision, we have to consider that at least like 5 to 10% users are actively going to use this. Otherwise, what is the point of building and diverting your resources to serve just the 1%? Okay, so obviously whenever it comes to new features and all, we definitely check how this will, because sometimes the user knows that they need this feature, and sometimes it is like when you offer that feature, it is useful for them. Okay, so we kind of look into all the factors from, like you said, one of the questions, how influence on the roadmap, the
Hmm.
community influence on the
Yeah.
roadmap. So that is a factor that we consider, and the data. So all the decision that we make is 90% data driven. Though we have our strong instincts also, but in business, the instincts rarely matters when it comes to, like you have a live data in front of you.
Yeah,
So 90% we depend on the data and feedback and everything. And 10% is what our instincts says. So yes, I understand certain things and the features. When you compare with the outside competitors, RunCloud might seem slow, but we want to make sure that we are not breaking what's working for you. We want to make sure that your current and immediate needs are not overlooked in the lieu of chasing the wants. So
yeah.
yeah, we are going a little balanced. I'm not giving any excuse, but in the coming time, when you see the ecosystems are expanding and releasing, you'll be like, oh God, these guys were working on these big things, and that's why it was taking time. So whatever the big release that will happen from this point onward, it is not an overnight effort. It has taken years for us to build that perfection. So yeah, I think I need more time for that.
Yeah, of course, those updates like takes time and it's completely justified, right?
Yeah.
And we have a question again from Mr. Kuang. And when will the full machine backup function will be implemented? Full machine
I think
backups.
I already covered
Yeah,
this when I mentioned about the server snapshot.
yeah.
So the vision with server snapshot is exactly this, and we want to make it like a time machine. So at any given point, when you snapshot the entire server, we want to make sure your applications setting, configuration, everything is backed up in a way that the moment you restore it, it's like you never went anywhere. It's just like you buy a new iPhone, you kind of sync it, and you're like, hey, everything is right there. So we
Hmm.
want to bring that kind of an experience with the server snapshot. So yeah, we are currently working on the deep technical part because it is a very big project for
Yeah.
us. We have to build maybe some microservices around it also. So yeah, but this is coming. This is definitely coming.
And I see when you're saying you can just take it and deploy it. I think this can be also a feature for the load balancers in RunCloud.
Good. I think you just got a leaked copy of our roadmap, I think. So because just earlier this morning we were talking, my CTO also, and one of the top project or feature that he's passionate about is load balancer.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
so
needed.
but there is a right time for it. We cannot just randomly bring that feature. We have to bring in a couple of few before that and create that ecosystem, and then push that one, because otherwise it will just be redundant. So we have to bring to that stage where the load balance is also useful. And when I say that you can literally use the snapshot and slap it on a fresh new instance, when I say this, we are actually envisioning to make your snapshot the installer script itself. So
Hmm.
that particular installer script, you can run it on your newly deployed server, and it's right there. Everything is right there.
It's going to be containerized,
Both.
both. That's
Yeah, yeah. Because right now we are maintaining both the core, but yeah, I mean, if you ask me, Raj, you want to maintain and balance both. I think I want to go more containerized because that
yeah,
gives you a better freedom and security. But I
Kubernetes.
think, yeah, exactly. But right now, I think we'll keep it for both.
Yeah, like this topic is more for experienced user that need experience, but I think the need for load balancer. But please do first a Lightspeed ADC load balancer, not Nginx. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, the Lightspeed
you are a
load
light.
balancer is, of course, Lightspeed forever for me. I I stopped using Apache Nginx years ago. Yeah,
Apache, I understand. I think Lightspeed is a fork of Apache, but they have done it better. But Nginx, come on, I mean, it's good.
I know better. Better. Lightspeed is better.
Cannot debate with
Yeah,
the fanboy. So yeah, it's okay.
I know, I know. This topic has got many dislikes. I
Yeah.
also have a comparison blog and video, and the most disliked video on my channel.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, that's yeah. All right, and there is yeah. This question I also wanted to ask: is there a
Hmm.
way to become a beta testers, and why not?
Okay, so first of all, yes, there is definitely a way to become a beta tester, and we have done that at a very big scale this time during this big release. Uh, so when we saw like so many of the users, they're actually requesting for the staging access, they are taking out time to test the features and all that. Unfortunately, though, we did not get any feedback, or maybe they just get the access and they just kept it to themselves and never got back. So yeah, I would say that the demand was there, but it did not go well in terms of the
Hmm.
exchange of feedback and inputs and all that. But I think we want to do this more until we perfect it. So from this point onward, from this release onward, anytime there is anything big coming in or anything that is new and we are releasing, I definitely want to invite the users for beta testing. And in fact, there is a private community that is created uh, where actually, the beta testers can actually share the feedback also publicly. Like, for example, if you think that this is the issue and you think that maybe the fellow beta tester can, verify or check or
Yeah.
something like that, then the discussion can be open, and it will also help us get the feedback and things like that. So I will try and optimize this whole beta testing process in a way that everyone gets an opportunity, wherever they want to contribute, like that. We don't want to have a fixed people on board. We just want to have maximum members, whoever are interested, to maybe give it a test.
Because I also tried to get it, but I did not get invite or I missed it. And also,
Oh,
like, yeah, I find some bugs also in the workspace and also in the
okay.
chat here. Couple people said there was like UI glitches or something like that. And I think the best way to report those is just open a ticket or forum. I think ticket first, and then you can post any bugs on the
Yeah.
forum. Is this the right way?
Ticket is better. Yeah, ticket is better because it eventually turns into a Jira ticket. It reaches out to the right set of team members. So yeah. So that is what I said. I will optimize the process now, and it will be easier for the beta testers.
Yeah. Here is also like a question. You was mentioning that you moved from DigitalOcean to AVS, and have you
Mm.
been thinking of co-locate and run your own servers?
That will save cost, but that will take all the attention which we can potentially put in developing and perfecting our product at this point of time, because we are still a small team. We just last month we completed 7 years, but we still consider ourselves as startup. So for now, I think we will continue with AWS, but maybe in future when we have dedicated team who can look after all the in-house resources that way, then we will definitely go with our own servers that
Yeah,
way.
that will save also
Mm.
resources. And
Yes.
also one of my question: are you planning to put run cloud management servers in Europe for GDPR reasons?
Run cloud management servers. Oh, you mean to say that we are hosting kind of a mirror somewhere in the local region to comply with GDPR,
Like the
is it?
two servers you have to connect, if they are connecting to servers, right? That will install the
Mm.
run cloud, right? Because I think they are in
Yes.
US, right?
Currently, yes, currently US. So, okay, I was just reading the question. So, we haven't looked into this because so far we are following and we are at least trying. I'm not saying we are
Yeah.
100%, but we are trying to be GDPR compliant. We are following every uh, possible law and possible compliances out there, and we are sticking to that. One of the factor is that we don't have your data. We just have your basic data. Currently, it is stored in US. We also have the challenges in Australia and South Africa,
Yeah.
for that matter. We have a couple of users in South Africa who are strictly not allowed to even host in the outside data center. Things has to be within that. So AWS even opened their data center over there. So there are regions that way, but honestly speaking, so far we haven't received any request or like a basic question also, that are you guys considering this? to do so. And this is one of the factors why, like I mentioned, we are looking into and exploring the self-hosted option
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the high-level enterprises and B2Bs. So this will give us a very limited liability on compliances also, and also your data with you, and it's safe for our resources as well.
yeah. I see. Yeah, I think
Mm,
the self-hosted option is always the best, and you can just
yeah,
connect with the licensing, and that's it, right? No data needed.
e- exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, here is I have skipped question from Mr. Simon. Uh, could you please make an easy switch to take some site on and off? Currently, is not possible via HT access. It is only possible.
Okay, so yes, this is a part of again, this is a part of Arch project where you can suspend and unsuspend the applications. Currently, we have not get many users asking for this, so we never really built it. But when we started exploring the Arch project, we thought that this is more of a feature for those who are reselling it. They are reselling maybe application level hostings, and somebody didn't pay for it, so they want to suspend, unsuspend. So this particular function is already built in our Arch project. I will see if I have a screenshot to share, but yeah, definitely this is already a part of our roadmap.
But this Arch project is only meant for the resellers or for every member on Rockout or any plan.
It is available for everyone, but it depends who needs it. So if a person have maybe one or two servers, why would you want to go for such a big ecosystem or toolkit? So it depends. If you need it, you're going to use it.
I know because there are many people that they want to use this feature and they feeling that you are putting features behind the paywall, right?
I understand, but if you see the current plans and packages that we have, uh, they're not completely curated for the reseller, the hosting, the hosting
Yeah,
resellers. They were designed for maybe individuals, developers, freelancers, or maybe small agencies who have like maybe 10, 20 websites and they're selling it to the users or something like that. When it goes large scale, like we have a couple of users with even 800 and 1,000 servers, I mean, they need more. And that needing more requires a lot of development hours, a lot of you know uh, planning behind the scene also. And if the demand is always growing with them, because sometimes some people are approaching with some custom requirements also at the enterprise level,
yeah,
so we want to accommodate all of that. So yeah, certain features may not make it to the standard packages that are out there, but we will make sure that whatever value you're getting out of standard packages will not be overlooked. It will always
yeah,
be enhancing.
yeah. Because also like some users they think when you switch the plan or they switch the plan, the features are taken away, but it's not
Mm.
that case, right?
It is not. It is not. I think there was some slight misunderstanding that has happened, especially from the pricing page.
Hmm.
So there were a couple of things got mismentioned here and there. So we have modified it. But whatever we've been offering, the features are more or less already there. The only factor is like when we opened our API, the first time we built our API, the APIs were even accessible to the free users for that matter. At one point, we have had a free plan also. So free, basic, pro, everyone had it. Now, after AWS and after 4 years with AWS and doing all the calculation, we realized that the way and what and how the API has been used. So why not streamline it for a particular group of users?
Yeah,
So that's the only thing that we have taken away. Otherwise, the features are there. We cannot just take the features away.
yeah. I think also features are there. And we got from Joe +1 for magic login on OpenLightspeed. Yeah, I would discourage it. It's not secure in my eyes. I don't like it, but yeah, whatever. And is there any release window for the Arch project? Any timeline? Maybe year two? Ivan
Uh,
is
I
asking.
Yeah, I wouldn't say year, but I would say that Arch project after Workspace and what we have currently on our staging, uh, it is functional. And the next bit that is left is the webhooks and the CRM part that we want to create. We actually want to
Hmm.
create a basic CRM so that we can actually have a very good sense of package manager that we are
Yeah.
creating for the agencies. Currently, that package manager works and synchronize with the WHMCS plugin that we have created. So it works seamlessly, but we are still missing out on certain webhooks and certain
Yeah.
APIs that we need to create. So I think we are confident that in the coming year, in the first half, some of you, most of you, will get some invitation to beta test. At the same time, you will also get an invitation to onboard yourself on the production level. We will also make available some early discounted pricing for our users. So we will start with a small number of users before we make it accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
So obviously, we
Yeah.
want to work closely with a handful of agencies. We already have big agencies, but we will also consider everyone who want to give a hand. Maybe they have 50 servers, but they have a good agency running and stuff. So we will work closely with them. We will try and learn every challenge that they are facing, and we will keep iterating, and then maybe we will open this to the rest of the users. So I think in the first half, this will come out to the beta testers and handpicked agencies to explore.
All right, thank you very much. And I think we go over all the questions from the chat. And I still have one question for you, and it is about the RunCloud Ambassador program. Do you have any plans?
Hmm.
And
Okay. RunCloud Ambassador program is still actively running. Okay. So as we speak, we have ambassador in Greece. He is currently, doing meetup and, also
Mhm.
coordinating for other tech events that we do. So RunCloud Ambassador program is already there. We just slowed down and we did not appointed any new ambassador in the recent year because we wanted to come up with some kind of a good plan and returns for them as well. Okay, so I think in the coming year, because currently, if you see that we do not have any active affiliate plan, and one of the conscious reason behind that was we didn't wanted anyone to just keep promoting us for the sake of some commission. Okay, so we
Yeah.
wanted to keep that part clean. We wanted honest feedback from the users, and that is how we wanted to grow. So now in the ambassador program, I think in 2025. Uh, we will be appointing some ambassadors all over. Currently, we do have in Europe, US,
Yeah.
Australia, India. So our ambassadors are handpicked from our users only. So we do not just go out, interview, and hire someone. We have our users who understand RunCloud even better than us from the user perspective. So they are the one who become the part of that ambassador program. Currently, it is completely like a volunteer program. We do not monetarily compensate it. Yes, we have taken some of the ambassadors with us in some tech event worldwide. We have also sponsored them to go to the tech event that they are
Yeah.
doing. We also sponsored them for the local meetup that they are holding. So yeah, we are compensating and helping them that way. But it is not like it's not like a coming on a payroll kind of a thing right now.
Mhm.
But in 2025, I think we are also planning to relaunch our new website. So during that time, we will reintroduce this ambassador program, and which will be exclusively open for our existing users only. So if any one of you, even right now, if any one of you are interested that Raj, I am from this region and I want to be an ambassador, just reach out to me directly, and we can definitely discuss what we can do right away.
Yeah, that's a really great idea because you can do the local meetings with fellow users or RunCloud or spread the word about RunCloud, etc., etc.
Yes,
It's a really great way to
yes.
engage outside of the online space in the real life, basically.
Absolutely. This is something even I want, and I always try that whenever I'm traveling, I meet some of our users. So I email them, I try to reach out to them, I tell them that we are coming.
Yeah.
But I think we will begin our ambassador program. So, like I said, I'll just repeat: anyone interested in the ambassador program, just reach out to me personally. There are few things that we make sure. If you kind of pass that, I think we are good to go.
Okay, perfect. Looking forward to join this ambassador
You're
program.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right, then. Are there any more questions in the chat? I think yeah, we go over it. So yeah, I think we can wrap this up. And yes, thank you very much, Raj, for this session. It's really great to see what future will brings and how community of RunCloud can shape the future of RunCloud itself. And this is really something that many software cannot be proud of, right? Because there are VC presidents, they are shaping the future of the software, but not RunCloud, which is basically community moved.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Ivan got one more question. Let's just wait a little bit. Hopefully, it's not gonna be question in a question about communication. You mean communication between RunCloud staff and the users, or how do you mean, Ivan? Because I think there's already the community forum where you can express basically everything, right? Because the RunCloud staff is reading it on a daily basis, right? Yeah, this is like yeah, that we need more communication from your side overall to plan changes in our systems, right? Something,
Okay. So we need more communication.
but I think 24.04 is already
Already
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like what I mean that he wants to know more right before those updates because I don't know if my post in the community put some pressure basically on you and the team because I was asking in a nutshell what is going on right
yeah.
and then it took
Mm.
like poof, downfall and then we got all the information.
Right. I think even have a good concern rather. Uh, yeah, there are some part of his question which I still don't understand. But what I can say is his expectation or what he's asking for is reasonable. There should be a better communication because we are dealing with the businesses and you trust us with your business. So obviously anything and any major move that we are making, it should be communicated well on time. Currently, just for the last bit of this release that happened, so we started our campaign in the month of August and we started emailing to our users. So unfortunately, yeah, we do have a good open rate, but we get lesser people engaging or maybe checking emails also. That is why we have community. So we
Mhm.
actually open up because sooner or later, if we email something, it is going to come out in the community. We know that also, right? So now what we are doing is whenever there is important release, whenever there is an important decision that we are making, and it is going to roll out in maybe 3 months or 6 months or maybe in a year, what we try and do is not only that we are communicating it through email, but we are also posting it on the community so that at least it is open and others can engage and all. But if there is anything, Ivan, anything that is really major, that is something that we have planned maybe 6 months or a year ahead, which is going to change everything. I think we will communicate that much in advance. If I plan to make my dashboard, I need to know
I can
we
pull it
cannot
up.
plan picture of our business without any interest from your side. Yeah, I think this could be an isolated requirement also. So maybe Ivan, you can maybe DM me on community, and if there is anything in specific, then I will give you some more insiders. But yeah, I agree. I will try and put out more and more insiders. I will also try and the moment we start building something, the moment we plan, and it is like a sure short thing that we are building or modifying, I will make sure that it is coming out and being communicated to our users way before we start kind of building on top of it. So we will improve on that part. I think it is a good feedback.
Yeah.
Plans, that's okay. Timelines are not set in stone, but we need to know. Yeah. I think he have reasonable demand. So I think yes, we can improve on that part.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
thank you very much, Ivan, also for question, and everyone who asked a question and engaged with this stream. And yeah, remember that RunCloud is community driven and community built. We have the power to shape the future, basically, right? Have I said it
Absolutely.
correct?
In fact, Simon, I would request that maybe there might be some more questions. Maybe there might be some members who couldn't join, maybe because of the time zone difference. So what
Hmm.
you can maybe do is you can share about this thing and you can open a thread in the community. So those who have missed out, they can also come, join,
Yeah,
maybe ask questions. I don't mind coming in and answering them time to time. That way.
yeah. That's a good idea. Yes, I will post this live
Yeah.
stream in the community, and yeah, they can watch this kind of thing. So, thank you very much, Raj, for your time.
Thank you
Really
so much.
appreciate it, and yeah, I can't wait what the future brings. And yeah, I
Thank
think
you
from
for
my side
having
it's
me.
all. And yeah, I'm still enjoying using RunCloud, and I think RunCloud has still some place in my heart.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for joining. And thank you, Simon, for having me today.
Yeah. Okay. You are welcome, Raj, and take care.
Uh, Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. So thank you very much for coming to this live stream with Raj. It was a fun time and great time to talk finally. And yeah, I seriously cannot wait what will RunCloud bring in the future because we have the power to shape it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next live stream where we will talk about WordPress management in a bulk, like main WP, manage WP, and there's another big player in the game, and he will join my live stream in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for this live stream also, and have a great day. Bye bye.